let's let that sit right there for a little bit. Oh, I hate how that looks. I want it to be over there. Is it possible to put it over there? Something like that? Nope. Not without it falling. See if we see any ghosties tonight. I've seen them a couple of times out there. I've seen ghosts. I've seen people. I've seen it all. Just think, you're going down these lonely highways, just a random person's out there. Why? Car. Skinwalkers? Well, first of all, you don't sit here and pull over for just anybody. Where are we at? I have no clue. It's almost Minnesota. Almost Minnesota. Well, we're almost Minnesota, but it is what it is. What type of games is that? It ain't that bad. Oh, you're on your way home? Just think, you go on these back highway roads that used to belong to like all the wars a long time ago, all these Indian burial grounds. Yeah, they would walk it. And just think, they couldn't escape tornadoes. They would just hope, always hide in or like a ditch or something. Scary, but it ain't that bad out here. The police are more scary than the skinwalkers. Oh, California's not that bad either. It's just ran by the wrong people. That's all. The bear. The bear. Hey, speaking of people, you need to get over. That's a cop. He's looking for somebody too. He's looking for somebody in the woods, in the tall grass. Someone escaped. The bear. The bare necessities. No, no, no. Bear, no, 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 bear, no, You need a haircut. Hell no, I don't need a haircut. We had in Mankato, Mankato, Minnesota. And then tomorrow we got to head down to Laredo. I'm sorry that you got to go through Maryland and Indiana though, or Maryland and Indiana. You taking the you gonna take the northern part of Indiana and Pennsylvania, or are you gonna jump down to 7076 and stay on the 70 for Indiana? I stopped going up to the northeast. Like the farthest that I go nowadays is Pennsylvania, and that's about all I do. Oh, I'm sorry. The hills on 64 in West Virginia are freaking atrocious. You don't get any momentum going up those hills at all. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, I do too. I do too. Like I said, I don't go past Pennsylvania anymore, and that's about it. Pennsylvania gets word that they're about to get a little flaky or a little bit of snow. They shut the entire state down to commercial vehicles. You're behind me on the scooter. Oh shit! You better hold, or you can grab onto my bumper, and I can bring you wherever you need to go faster. Just make sure you hold on real tight. It's going to be real uncomfortable. I still want to know what that cop was looking for in the tall grass for no apparent reason. That was kind of interesting. We out in the middle of nowhere land, and you have a cop looking in the tall grass for somebody. What'd they do? No, no, no. Bare necessity, no simple bare necessities. God, that song's gonna get stuck in my head. Hell, I don't even come up to the. I call them the Great Three states, but they're not great. They're just shitty. Indiana, Ohio, and then Illinois. The entire stretch of that interstate on both the north and the middle. It's pure garbage. I just came through Wyoming. We started in Fort Collins, Colorado. Then we went up to Cheyenne, Wyoming. And then we went from Cheyenne, Wyoming, and now we're on our way to Mankato, Minnesota. It wasn't bad. It was like 35 degrees last night. Uh, no winds, no snow, no nothing. It won't be too much longer though until it starts coming. Then you'll find me down at the down on 10 and 20 and 30 and 40. I'll stay down south while everything up here gets smacked around with some snow. Watch these people do like 55 miles an hour with nothing but sheer ice on the interstate with no chains on. Like, I'll throw some chains on if I get paid extra, but after that, nah, I'm good. I'll stay down on Interstate 10 where it's nice and warm. Hell, even last year, freaking Florida got hit by a freaking blizzard. Oh, yeah, people don't know how to drive in the wintertime anymore. You don't have to worry about how you're driving, you got to worry about everybody else. You got to understand how the snow feels with your truck, and you got to understand how your truck feels with the snow before you can even start driving in the snow. If you don't know how to do that right off the rip, then you don't need to be driving in it yet. And it doesn't help that some of these states don't know how to keep up with their roads. Like people up in the Northeast, like Pennsylvania and upward, like Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, they do pretty good with keeping their roads clean whenever it comes in the wintertime. So does Wyoming, Colorado. They do what they can, but at the same time, they can only keep up with so much. And then you got to understand that depending on which state you're in, depends on what they're doing to keep their roads clean. Like in New Mexico, they don't use just salt; they use clay dirt mixed with calcium and salt. So that's why if you go through New Mexico in the wintertime, you'll see the roads actually red, and that's their way of treating their roads. Paranormal? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've also seen undercover things happen. I've also seen human trafficking happen. Um, yeah, I've seen a lot. I like sand better than just salt because at least it gives me something to get gripped on too. I actually need to look to see where this truck stop's at. Lot lizards don't exist. They are a myth. In 18 miles, our truck stop will be coming up. Uh, no, I wouldn't, because I don't want to pick up something that the doctor can't get rid of. And I'm also a married man, so don't need that in my life either. Right, right. I remember when I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they had a sting operation there at the Lowe's at the top of the hill, and a girl was coming around. She looked like she wasn't even like 17 years old. She knocked on my trainer's door and was like, "Hey, can I have a cigarette?" My trainer asked him, "Do you have your license?" She showed us her license, and me and him both was like, "That's a fake license." So we turned her down for the cigarette. She walked next to the truck that was next to us, and it was a Schneider. And Schneider let her into the truck. And whenever she got inside the truck, the truck got surrounded by six cop cars. It was an undercover agent for prostitution, and he got arrested for it. Exactly. She looked like she wasn't even freaking 16, 17 years old. I've thought on the would be probably the best way for you to hide and do whatever because you could just go state to state and jump around. Yeah, yeah. It's dumb, but I think it happens. I heard there was three truck drivers, and I was reading an article about like 4 months ago. Apparently, there's like a group of truck drivers that would drive on Interstate 40, and they would go from North Carolina to California and pick up uh, teenagers, and they would kill them. And they still haven't been able to find these truck drivers till this day. And they would always go from Carolina to California, California back to Carolinas. I just want to be left alone, man, and just make some money out here. That's all. I'm too old. Always, always. I've called the cops a couple of times on stuff like that. I saw a blacked out Cadillac drop off four girls at a truck stop, and they didn't look like they were 16 years old. Called the cops and reported it. The cops came. They surrounded the Cadillac and rescued the four girls. It's disgusting, but people think that truck drivers do nothing but hold a steering wheel and sit in a seat all day. They really don't know. Even my wife still doesn't know to this day. That's why I started this up. Helps with the mind a little bit. That's a cow truck. He's hauling cattle. Either he's empty or he's loaded. But if he's going this slow, he is definitely not loaded. Because if he was loaded, he'd be going a lot faster. Unless he's about to get off the exit somewhere. Yeah, that is true. But like, if I see a drowsy driver, then you got to think. If you see a drowsy driver and you honk at them, the first thing it's going to do to them is going to scare them, and they can actually swerve off the road if they're not careful. And I'd rather not. But if they are drowsy, I'm getting far away from them. Hey, speaking of drowsy, he may be drowsy himself. Cow trucks don't go that slow. Always driving safe. Always. I'm not driving right now. My co-driver is. See, look at him. He's swerving. He's going off the road. Wait. He may be doing it again. Now he sees a truck next to us. He may actually start speeding up. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. We're watching each other right now, probably. And back off and do 63. Let him go do his thing. I'm not in the mood to deal with side by side. Plus, if he is loaded with cows or anything, I don't want the cows to shit through the trailer and land on my truck. If that makes any sense. Go ahead and get over. When it's clear to do so. There you go. Now you can do 62-ish, whatever. It's funny how magically we start coming up to him and trying to pass him, and then all of a sudden he starts speeding up. But now the speed limit's 55, and he's sitting there cruising at 65. I'm telling you, if we ever pass a cattle truck and a cow shits on my truck, you're gonna be paying for the cleanup. Cause I ain't paying for that. I'm just kidding. Now he's long gone. Do 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 do. Oh, I wonder if the market is going to change now that all these illegals are now either getting arrested and deported or something. I hope the market does change a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be anything major. They're going to use the all the foreigners that are getting deported that have a CDO. They're going to use that as an excuse to say that there's driver shortages. Then they're going to turn around and say that we need 18-year-old truck drivers. I've seen some young truck drivers out in these parts. You'd be surprised too. Ever seen a ghost? I've seen a dolphin, if that counts. Always keep it between the lines and thank you for the like and stuff. No, didn't get to pet it. I didn't get to chase. I didn't get. It ended up beating me. I chased it for like 119 miles, and 119 miles, um, I left the Lowe's. I started chasing it, and then I pulled into the next Lowe's, and I drove 119 miles, and I didn't even know what happened. It felt like 5 minutes. I have no memory of what happened that night. Hey, look, a cop sitting in the middle. It's all right. It's not like you're speeding. But I do know that my truck stop's coming up, though. They'll bite, yeah. I'm sure they will. Let's see. Yeah, my truck stop's coming up. Where is it? Where are we? Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be. I don't know what exit this is. Doesn't even give me an exit. It's 170th Street is what it's called. No, no lot lizards. They don't exist. And plus, I ain't in the mood for them anyways. Never have, never will. Married man, so don't need to worry about that. The only thing I need to worry about is what my paycheck looks like every week. Dun, 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 dun. Yep, I love it too. Especially when your wife is just a lone bodyish person. She doesn't like getting out. She'd rather just stay home. She hates people. Same with my daughter. My daughter's the same exact way. Doesn't want to get out. Just wants to chill at the house. Don't got to worry about what she's doing. All 40 or all states besides Hawaii and Alaska. Been doing it for 9 years. Whatever exit that's coming up next is the exit we're going to take. You're welcome. I'd love to drive in Alaska. I'd like to sit here and take a load from freaking Texas all the way up to Alaska. But I don't want to sit here and have to wait to switch over to Canada's hours of service and then switch back to the U.S. hours of service. That sounds like a headache and a half. All right, take this exit. We're gonna go to the Quick Star. Sure, it would. I'm always up for a challenge. Mother Nature is ruthless up there in Alaska. I've seen some of the roads that or some of the guys up there in Alaska go through. Ooh wee! I'm a reefer hauler. Yeah, roads is definitely slick. South Central, not really. See, I hate to say it, but I'm an adrenaline junkie for trucking, and I love pushing my limits when it comes to truck driving. So yeah, like once you drive for so long on dry pavement and it's wintertime, you kind of just want to just get out there and have fun. Man, I've heard stories that the fuel haulers make that money good, make that good money sometimes. Do 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 do. He's straight. And keep going straight. Oh yeah, for sure. Especially the surging of the fuel or then the tanks. Yep, yep, yep. You start braking, go to the fuel. You start braking, and that fuel pushes that tanker. Oh my lord! I tell a lot of people truck driving isn't for everybody. People don't believe me. Short hauls, I bet they did. Doing like what, 6 or 7 different stops for freaking fuel. Yep. All right, stop. On the post trip, moving around and being flammable. It's not even the fact. Oh, 25 stops. Yeah, screw that. Screw that. You get out. Next thing you know, 15 minutes later, you got to get out again. No, not yet. I was watching that Australian trucking series for a little while. That was fun to watch too. My brother-in-law is a coal hauler. He hauls nothing but coal. He's been trying to get me to do that for a little while, but it's just not making the money it used to. The coal mines aren't as booming as they used to be. The Biden administration, the Obama administration, they destroyed the coal mines. Oh, do you? You better get that hot shot of yours out of my parking spot, though. I'll tell you that much. I do too. I do too. I just don't want to haul it for $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 a week. It doesn't make sense to me to do it for that little. Like hauling it for that little amount, I'm good. I'll stay right where I'm at. Oh, my headset's dying. Well, GG's. That is true. That is true. Well, since you're in Alaska, I'm probably guessing that splitting wood is a decent amount of money, but not great money. How much is little? I don't know. I do not know. But I do know one thing. I gotta go use the restroom, and then I gotta start driving. So I'll be back tomorrow, and I gotta charge my headset and everything too, because it's dying. So I will talk to y'all later. Do 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 do. How do I stop this thing? Oh, huh? Yeah, it was entertaining. I'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't you worry your little heads. Just make sure you hit the right buttons, and you'll see it tomorrow. And we can talk some more. Just go in the chair like, hey, yeah, yeah, buddy. Let me tell you. I've seen some inside of people's trucks that sit there and they'll take the freaking seat out and they'll drill a freaking big ass hole and they'll create like a freaking porta john in that hole and just shit and piss right in that hole. Yuck. Ugh. All right, well, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, guys. And tomorrow I'll be back. Um, I'm on Central Time Zone, anywhere from like 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll hit the live button again, and then we could talk some more if you guys want to. All right, talk to y'all later.